to the Ferg Show on IntellectualRadio.com and our heart radio station. Yo, y'all know I always got my co-host with the most, Mr. Marcus Shark, but he's out of town. Hey, calm that crowd down. Calm that crowd down. So sitting in for Marcus Shark, I got my little sister in the game of comedy. Very funny, very sexy, very intelligent, and always go to battle with me. That's what I love about her the most. She don't back down. She tough like a pit bull. Put y'all hands together. Make some noise in your cars or wherever you're at for the one and only lovely Miss Marnie P. Marnie, we got a special guest in the building.
Who might that be?
Yeah, this is a really, 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 really highly entertaining brother. Like, I've sat back and I've listened to this brother a few times and said, I think he has been listening to me on the sly.
Oh, Lord.
You know how much credit you got to get from me to say you sound like me? Do you know how much?
That's big.
That is colossal.
Sounding like you is huge.
I mean, come on. The closest person I've seen to me is Jesus. I mean, but this brother's coming in on a strong 3. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, come on, me, Jesus, look at your company. But anyway, so, man, look, I got a very, 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 very talented and well-known brother throughout Chicago and throughout the Midwest. Very influential in the game of radio. That's one of the main reasons I want to give me a few different pointers. So far, I'm doing an excellent job. Even though he hadn't said it, I can read body language. Put your hands together, make some noise, y'all, for the one and only Mr. Chris Michael.
Hey.
One of V103's greatest. One of V103's greatest. Yeah. We got all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
I can't see you, brother.
We're working on.
Telling Marty to push back.
He's telling Marty to push back. Someone is directing. That's probably your husband, right? I would imagine. Yeah, I would imagine that would be
the
her
non-paid
husband.
staff.
The non-paid staff. He's actually paid. Don't do that. He's a great guy.
He's paid in love. I paid him.
You was just talking about what?
We were talking about pay off the air.
So anyway, pit bulls. What I've noticed about pit bulls is when they first have their children. I'm sorry, when they first have their puppies.
Somebody's here to give you a little run for your money, is what it appears.
Yeah. Guess what? We don't have to do the whole hour. You know what I'm talking about?
Go shut the show down.
We gonna get it up out of here.
30 minutes in. All right, that's been enough. All right, we're out for the
absolute scale pay is
now. We are working black people. See, as soon as they want some money,
reparation.
As soon as you hear, as soon as somebody say something about money, you're like, see, black people. You gotta go right to being black. You can't go. You don't have no other. Nothing to talk about. Whenever somebody say something like, man, well, how much y'all pay? You know what? I asked the cast of a show to come onto the show, and they asked me, for a fee. And obviously the very first thing I went to was, well, see, black folks have to understand that we are on the rise and must volunteer our good gracious services. Yeah. So anyway, make a long story short, they're not coming. Okay.
Okay.
They're not coming, you know what I mean? But whatever. So anyway, man, Chris, how you feeling today, brother?
Well,
you said you was a little under the weather.
Yeah, a little sinus infection, man. Been dealing with for the last 5 days.
Okay, sorry to hear that, man.
Wife is a little under the weather too, but
yeah,
got to push through
all the time. Where'd you all just come from? You all just got back in town.
Took a little road trip, so we just came straight here. So I had to check into the stream so I can see.
Yeah. Did you share the one?
Let me do
Did
that.
You share the K Ferg one?
Who was that?
And he one of yours though. He one of yours. Yeah. I'm just gonna sit back. I'm just gonna enjoy this show. I'm not even gonna say nothing Marnie, today.
So here's what you'll pick up on today, Marnie.
What I'm gonna pick up on?
That's one right there.
Yes, definitely. So what we'll do, Marnie, is what you'll get an opportunity to witness is my verbal kung fu.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just gonna referee this. I
got verbal kung fu. This is an art I have been working on for the last 30 years, and I have finally perfected verbal kung fu. Okay, go ahead.
I'm good, man. Despite sickness right now.
Right.
Just how we met though was real cool and it's real quick. We did the last comedy show, and man, this brother tore it up.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Very little dollars.
Very little dollars, but it was dollars involved though. It was dollars involved. I admit, yeah.
So man, you, Marty, all y'all doing your thing right here on the show, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love having Marty on the show.
I thank K Ferg for that. I came down here one time though, I got addicted, but then they all told me I good.
Yeah, and I didn't like that.
It was
she started ignoring you?
No, the very first time she came down here, she did, okay.
Yeah.
And everybody hyped it up. Like, oh my God, we've never seen nobody that amazing on the radio. Well, I'm over here like,
she had some character.
I'm over here telling everybody, I'm doing everybody like this. Calm down, calm down, calm down.
What is that awesome smell?
We're going to definitely bring her along. We're going to bring her along. But like, let me slowly bring her along, y'all.
What's that? Oh,
what is it? Oh, that's not. See, okay. Now that brings me to a good point, though. Real talk, though, Chris. Why is it, Chris? Honestly, why is it that we have turned into people? And this is not no knock on you, Martin. This is just real talk on conversation. Okay, because you all know I'm non-emotional. Like I just like to communicate about stuff and then get it out. So look, why is it that we can't have constructive criticism anymore without being labeled as a hater?
Yeah, that's
no disrespect to what you said, for real. No, this is a real conversation.
Absolutely, because I know I'm just joking.
Right. I just wanted to make sure, but I'm saying it brings up a very good point because it happens an awful lot, and it's like even if somebody it's like a Common had a song where he was like,
he said, if I don't like it, I don't like it. That don't mean that I'm hating.
I don't mean that I'm hating.
I'm in a position where I can like or dislike what it is, and you can be okay with it.
And that doesn't mean that, but what I'm saying is what kills me is because I don't like your work means now it means I don't like you.
Right. No,
that's not like, I don't like, I'm not a big fan of the Amigos work, but I think they some cool dudes. You know what I mean? I'm not
get what they do.
I get what you do. I respect what you do and all that, but it's like, you're not gonna catch me riding down the street. I beat it, but I'm not doing it. You know what I mean? It's not my style. That's all I'm saying. It's not my style.
No, I don't know why people hate. Sometimes it's a self-esteem issue, though. It's like instead of them taking that as like because if it's constructive, that means you probably offering some advice and something that they should be able to take from this conversation and admit to you right then and there or not. Maybe later on they can reflect back on it and be like, you know what, he was right, and maybe try to apply that. I'm okay with constructive criticism because we talk all the time.
We talk all the time. That's totally different. But I'm saying like with a lot of people, like if you offer them like somebody do a comedy show and they hear a couple things in there that could be a little tighter and you kind of try to say it to them or say this, that, and the other, then they
remember? We had that same exchange once, man, when she did.
You and Marnie?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it wasn't taken. I think partly I was so reluctant and apprehensive just to kind of give it to her straight.
Right.
Because of when you always tread lightly because of people's feelings, you don't necessarily know them enough, so you got to tread lightly. Yeah, things could have been a little different. Marnie was like, hey, just tell it to me raw.
That's let me tell you, honestly, that is the reason that is the main reason, primarily the only reason that I gravitated to Marnie was that it was like, I don't need you to beat around the bush.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And I'm not a beat around the bush guy anyway. So it made it that much easier for me because I'm not I don't know how to, that. You know what I mean? That ain't my style. Right, man. You know what I mean? I come right up the middle with, I say things in general. People like, whoa.
I don't want to have to read in between the lines. I don't want to have to try to assume what you're saying because human beings we naturally would assume the worst.
Right.
And
Right.
so, and that's just human nature. That's just human nature. For the most part, most people will just automatically assume the worst.
Right.
So instead of me, I don't want to do that. And I don't, because then that's going to cause friction. So I would just and plus I'm a straight shooter.
Yeah.
So I would just much rather, look, what is it? Okay. What? And if you tell me what, I may not wholeheartedly agree with everything, but in my mind, I know, okay, there was some truth to some of what, maybe I don't have to agree with everything you said, but if I at least take what apply and let the rest fly, and I'm okay with that. So I
But that's
appreciate
big
y'all
though. But
saying that.
you are correct, and that's overused description for a lot of people, especially amongst our people.
Amongst our people, that's the main thing that's used amongst our people,
and that's
is
the last thing
you hating, and it's like, dude, why do I have to? And I cannot like something that millions of people like. I'm not saying because I don't like it, it doesn't have any value.
Right. It's not for you.
It's not for me. And but that don't take away
from
that I still feel about you or as an individual that we cool or any, like, it don't take away from any of that. It's just like, I got different family, different people, they, people throw me different things. Man, shake it down. I'm like, I hate that. I'm gonna tell you the one I hate the most. Man, I got this joke. Maybe you could use it. No, you know what, player? Just
It's funny. I get
that.
You
know what I mean? Like every time I turn around, people like, I ain't a comedian, but I got this joke. Maybe you could use it.
Funny.
Yeah, well, you go try.
So I've learned, don't be wrong. Earlier parts of my career, I listened to plenty of people, throw me their jokes, and nobody's ever threw nothing funny. So I'm at the point now where somebody will be like, I got this joke, maybe you can use. I'm like, nah, you know what? I don't even really want to waste my time listening to something that's not even funny. Forget whether I'm using it, because I don't even like using other people's stuff. So forget whether I'm using it.
So you don't, all of your content, this is a question for both of you all. Your content is your content.
Whoa.
You don't do writers.
Whoa.
I
am
some
a writer.
Of the best.
Yes, I am a writer.
And I get it. But would you take anybody else who is a writer, who has good content? Not your cousin. That cousin want to throw you a joke.
Yes, I would, because I'm waiting to sit down and have my writing session.
You saying from another professional?
Yeah.
I mean, if I had a session, I would have sessions. Yeah, I would. Because by all means, I would do that.
They pride themselves on not taken from writers, but we know some of the top names, quote unquote, say Kevin Hart. We know that's full of writers.
But here's the difference with that. I was just talking to somebody about that the other day. Once you get to a certain level in the game, you pretty much have to get writers. Absolutely. At that point, it's beyond the amount of work that one person wants to put out. Just on this show and skits every week and topics every week and this and the other, is like, that alone, just every week on that. So if you hit 3-4 of these, I need some help. You know what I mean? I need some writers. I need some people, other doing a lot of little small, intricate, different things and so forth. You're going to need that. Do
you find that some comedians versus other, now I'm interviewing you, it's crazy.
This is crazy.
I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued by comedians.
This is crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Are we going to get back to talking to you, though? Yeah. Okay, go ahead. All right.
Well, let's do it.
Okay. Give us the mic a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He's only been in radio for a couple of weeks. Go ahead. We're helping him out.
It's good. We're cool now.
Yeah. All right, go ahead. Tell him the other one. Don't bang the table. Come on, just bring them all out to him. Just bring them all out to him. Just bring them all out. Just bring them all out. Yeah. Let's go. I'm always starting stuff. That's what I do.
Yeah, but I mean, do you find that to be? I know you're saying that. Would you ever take it? Let's just say that. When you get to that status, do you have people in mind that would write for you?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
So the writers, those who write can't perform. Is that what it is?
No, I don't want no writer that's not performing. Okay. Why would I do that? Those are getting your chops sharp. So if you ain't out, chomping on different things, and before you bring it to me, you should have tasted it. If you're a chef, right? You know what I mean? Absolutely. Everything should acquire in different places. You should write. Don't put it in front of me if you don't know what it's gonna do. You should be bringing grade A stuff to me. See, what people don't understand is, like, if you go to LA, you'll go to different places, you'll hear somebody say a joke. Then you'll watch TV and you hear a whole nother person use that joke. And you
Mhm.
say they stole X, Y, and Z joke. No, they write. That's who they write for.
Oh, that's what a
They were
confusion
out
comes in for
working
me.
out their material.
Yeah, okay.
They were out working out. Now, don't get me wrong. You got a ton of thieves out here, so this don't apply every time you see it. But a lot of times, this is what is taking place. They like it. They this and the other. Even with music. Hell, I remember R. Kelly sold Joe a song that he had been sang. You know what I mean? And Ben brought that album on and wound up selling it to Joe. Here you go. You can have that. On the discount side. You need a hit. Here you go. Use that. I can't remember what song it was, but I remember that Kels did that. And speaking of Kels.
I was about to go ahead.
Speaking of Kels.
Plot thickens.
The Feds. The Feds done went and picked up R. Kelly.
Oh, is that what happened?
He in New York too right now in jail. They moved him to New York because he said he'd rather be in solitary confinement because he fears for his life. So he's been transferred to New York.
Is that what happened?
Wow. Because they not giving him a bond. Now,
no bond.
Now, I don't think that's fair. I don't think it's fair to give him a no bond.
Well, he's had several prior to, but
he's always showed and he's always showed good
other
faith.
than that one time he said he couldn't read his time.
That wasn't a missing court. That was
what do you think is
that was over child support.
He is a flight risk.
He
he doesn't fly.
How is he a flight? Okay, thank you. This is exactly where I'm about to go. This is exactly. Here is a man. Come on now, stop, Chris, stop it.
He
stop this.
He can cruise though.
No, where's he gonna cruise? When he gonna OJ about the country?
He can get his ass.
Stop it.
It's a wrap.
Stop it. How you gonna get over there?
It's a cruise ship that'll drop him off.
Oh, come on, man.
Kels,
cut it out.
He don't necessarily pay everybody well either. So he's probably going to go the carnival route.
Exactly. Okay. And now they know. Come on, man. Stop it.
Or in a barge, in a crate.
So here it is. You all don't get this man a no bail. And here it is. Every time he's supposed to have been in court, he showed up at court. He's never skipped bail before. He's never ran off. He's never did any of that. Even when he got ready to go out of town or do anything, he always stayed in communication with the proper authorities to make sure that he can move around accordingly. He did all of the things that he's supposed to do. Then he has a history of being a world-known entertainer and virtually never flies. So how is this that we're not gonna give him bail? You could put a car on him wherever you go. He's gonna be 4 wheels involved. You can just put a car on him if it's that serious. I just think we gotta stop as black people just letting black people get done wrong. Real talk.
Okay, well, and that's because he is R. Kelly,
and that shouldn't be an excuse.
It really is though, because if it was John down the street who had the same history, would we be so passionate about seeking what's justifiable and what is justice for him?
No, we wouldn't.
Of course,
and the feds wouldn't pick it up.
Celebrity status.
That's all.
And the feds
we don't know about every offender. We don't know.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So
okay, I'll give you that.
It may be some that live down the street. We just don't know. But at the same time,
but we've been knowing these guys have been in the hood forever.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I was just wondering. I was just wondering how we're gonna keep it 100. Because when I was in high school, I seen a lot of daddies picking up little girls.
Yeah.
So this ain't, everybody act like, this is so whatever. Some people know what's going on in their families and know what's going on in their communities and in their neighborhoods right now, but they on all social media letting. I'm just saying, a lot of us know it like that.
Back when it was in your era, it ain't right in my era. It wasn't right for Kels. No little girl should be subjected to that, especially when they don't have. When they're willingly out here leaving, going with Kels. Some of these girls, and I'm gonna just say this. Some of them wholeheartedly knew what they were doing. Some of them was in it for the money. Some of them was in it just because it was R. Kelly.
Absolutely.
But the ones who had no control or were too young and were literally manipulated, then I feel bad for them. But the ones who put themselves in that situation, I don't. But no little girl should be subjected to that, because that changes a whole woman's outlook on life, on men, and it affects her for the rest of her life. And I mean, we got, trafficking, little girls being trafficked. It's just like, I don't condone it. They can lock R. Kelly under the jail. They can put Harvey and Kevin Spacey and all the rest of them, that they can drop the building just like they did the house on the Little Witch. It don't even matter, because it's just ridiculous that a woman should have to go through that.
I agree. As a father of 4 daughters.
Oh, here we go. Pull the daughter card.
Well, I mean, well,
you can't. I mean, the conversation. Let me tell you, the conversation is over. As soon as somebody pull the daughter card out, you done. It's like you don't really have nowhere else to go. You can't go anywhere else.
We can only deposit into our daughters to make the right decision if ever put in those situations. But you also have a person who has great influence over these, and that turns into manipulation. I mean, the first place the dude went was where he was comfortable at. They didn't change that building 3 times. He still went back to the old rock and roll McDonald's where he picked up the little babies. Give me a kid's meal, please.
With the kid.
You out of order.
His toy was a kid.
Okay, look, stop.
Those are facts.
I'm just saying, like,
stop.
Why are they doing him like this?
I'm a huge Kales fan. Stop.
So, and you can separate the music from the man, or can you?
Yes, I think you can.
Okay,
I think you can.
To a degree,
because you know his mind was in different places when he was making these songs.
I can't agree with you on that. Why? Because Chris.
I mean,
stop it.
He's been doing this for years, so
stop it.
But he's not the only one.
Chris,
maybe
okay, there you go. Now,
because you may be young, but you're ready.
Okay,
face ass.
All right, backstage, underage, adolescent.
My wife and I, we were
adolescent. Did he even say the word? You said adolescent. Did you even go there?
The vote. That's right. Groupie love.
I can't hear
slapping the table.
I can't. All right. All right. Backstage. Underage.
Oh, Lord.
Adolescent. I mean, you went.
I mean, look, we could probably say
only thing you were supposed to say after that was backstage, underage, adolescent, pedophile. That's the only thing was missing next. That's the only line was missing that.
Listen, there's some places in the Congo where this shit is illegal. Can we
all day? No.
Oh, sorry.
But don't worry about it.
Okay. Where it is illegal, maybe a flight would have been okay for R. Kelly years ago.
Yeah.
He is 52 years old.
Yeah.
And still at this point.
And it's just a shame that people think they should be able to dictate and determine what happens to another human being.
Yeah.
I don't know.
A little girl,
I don't know.
A woman.
But
it's just it just makes my stomach turn.
So
let me ask you.
Okay.
Well, we've heard and we've seen some of his counterparts say the same thing. What's her name? From Chicago.
Sparkle?
Not Sparkle. The other one.
Geez, I can't think
Selena also had several. She spoke on this too.
Yeah.
You know, she was in college at the time, but it's not even just about the age at that point. It was the commands that he puts on people. Okay. The mind control. Okay. You know, that she alluded to. That even when she brought her husband in the mix, she was done after that. Like it was a wrap. Like, you brought another man to my studio as a husband.
Right.
The manipulation there, you already knew that there was a material motive for her.
Right.
And she was a college student at the time. But she spoke on this, and plenty of people in his camp have spoken on this about R. Kelly. And I know a lot of them, but they won't, but I'm telling you, it's a lot bigger than what people think. It's a lot bigger than just what they see on television, R. Kelly in and out of court. It's bigger than that. It's a whole, when it turned into a federal case, it's a lot more people involved that people just don't know.
Like, yeah.
Like a sex
No. When the feds went after them, the feds was like, I tell you what, we're going to go get R. Kelly, but we're going to get everybody that was involved.
So now, all these new videos start to surface, and this is new evidence. Okay. This ain't old stuff people talking about.
Oh, I already know that.
This is
new stuff.
Yeah, this is new stuff. So it's not like these people were basically just they trying to save their own asses is what it boils down to. So
Right, they had
when
evidence.
those
They
phone
released it.
calls started going out, and I was told straight from one person directly in this camp, oh yeah, I'm not getting involved in this. I'm gonna, yeah, you talking about the snitching? Now what's going on in there? Because those indictments are gonna be full of more. It's gonna be way more than just R. Kelly. But people are starting to get themselves up out of this because then they also can end up behind bars over, you were a conspirator.
A co-conspirator.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Complicit and
Absolutely.
everything.
Okay, but you all give me 1 second. Our other guest has made it in the building, so I need to take a quick Ferg break.
Ferg break.
It's a Ferg
Like
break.
Oh,
Need to take a
Lord.
quick Ferg break, and we'll be right back at ya. You listen to the K Ferg Show on IntellectualRadio.com and our heart radio station.
Under there. That life is blessed. Well, you're a lady. You should stay in the middle.
I wanna let it go.
Yeah.
Go, don't
Nah.
wanna let you, don't
Yeah.
wanna let you go.
And he can see it too now.
Go, don't wanna let
It's
you,
good
don't
for the
wanna let you go.
Well, I guess you heard
Well, this ain't
Go,
my shit.
go, don't wanna let you,
No.
Somebody going to give me a little strong face.
Must admit, girl, I'm nervous.
That's MP, Marty to the P.
Kinda hard to determine. But I'm all in all in all.
Over here, boy. Ladies,
Ain't working too well because he ain't booked you yet.
Yo, we're back on the K Ferg Show on IntellectualRadio.com, and our other guest has finally made it in the building. The man with more frequent flyer miles than the plane that went down. Or whatever the heck I was trying to say there would have been funny. But nevertheless, put y'all hands together, man. Just made his way in the building. Very good friend of mine. I consider him my tour buddy. We're in the same laugh troupe. Actually, he inducted me in the laugh troupe. The rest of the guys didn't want me in it. That's another story. But the thing that matters is that I am in the troupe. Last laugh with my man Brian the Wildcat Smith down here. Y'all give mad love to Mr. B to the Wow to the Cat. Scratch you up, Smith. Yeah.
What's up with the people, my radio friends and family members?
How you, brother?
Oh, quite fancy, man. Just turned 41 yesterday.
Hey.
Yes.
Happy
yes.
birthday, brother. Happy birthday, brother.
Definite cancer, sir.
Definitely
Definite.
Definitely
Cancer season. Everybody else wait or you're too late. Huh?
Yeah.
It's cancer time.
Well, it's cancer time. The funny thing about cancer.
Oh,
it's a few.
here we go.
There go one right there. She come
Tell you
through
a few
the window.
Mhm. I saw the love. We got some cancers in the building.
Let's
That's
just
what it
forget
is.
that whole subject.
There you go. Look
I
at
know
it.
you all
Probably
can't
that.
see what just happened.
Numbers.
Probably.
I know y'all can't see what just happened, but his wife just walked over here by the window and put a gun up to the window.
Yeah.
We changed our mind talking about them. You know what? Cancer is probably the best sign of all signs. When you think about astrology, I'm thinking everybody should have just been Cancer.
Man.
Virgos
Did she
are
sit
pretty
back
cool.
down? Did she sit back
No,
down?
Yeah.
Did she
keep
sit-
on, nope.
I don't want no trouble. No trouble. Hey, but anyway, so we were talking about Kales.
Oh,
But-
okay.
We were talking about Kales, and what I was trying to get out to Chris real quick was, Chris, you brought up that you have 4 daughters.
4.
Mhm.
Okay. So what's hard for me to when guys bring up their 4 daughters and we talking about Kales, it's hard for me to really have a conversation with them. But I'm thinking you should separate yourself from that. Like it's like, even though you got your view and you look on and all that, but you separate it because what man would allow his 13-year-old daughter to be left in a studio with a man that has previously been heard to have been said, because it ain't never been nothing new with Kels.
Yeah.
So previously to have heard to have had been said that XYZ go on, and then later, Chris, you're gonna go do his show with him, or you gonna go do the instrumentals for his show. You're an engineer, so you're gonna go lay back the tracks for stuff, or you're gonna go play guitar on one of his albums, or you're gonna go do X, Y, and Z. So now you all are in some form of a relationship, and your 13 daughter is being left over to his house under no form of supervision. For me, I'm gonna be honest. No, I don't have a daughter. I sometimes I wish I did, just so that I don't have to sound biased in the conversation. But I'm not trying to sound biased. I'm trying to say, like, let's look at this factually of men with real daughters. I know men with daughters, and ain't no way in hell. And here's one more: how do a man do these many things in this city with these little girls, and it's all like he's on some taking some kind of way, because that's the way they're trying to portray it, like he's doing some taking some type of thing. And you've never heard Kels getting punched in the mouth. You've never heard Kels having a beef at a gas station. You know, you've never. And Kels is through the city. Now let's not get it confused. I've driven and bumped into Kels plenty of times throughout the city. Plenty of times just moving throughout the city, I've bumped into Kels, and Kels don't roll mob deep. He don't roll with a whole. He don't roll with a whole mob. He got a few, and then maybe a few more scattered. But what I'm basically getting at, he don't roll in a manner where you can't touch him. Right. That's what I'm saying. He rolls in a manner where if you want to put your hands on him, you can get your hands up on the man. Well, it's not hard to do.
Again, you're talking about things that went through the court system and the payouts. Listen, the money has been gone for a long time.
Kels money.
Oh my God.
Okay. All right.
You know.
Okay, the money gone.
Through his divorce, he lost a lot of that as well.
Yes, you lose a lot in divorce.
I'm not saying that
I know.
He is the only.
He spent the last of his money on the backyard pot.
Yeah,
that was it.
Yeah.
You got to stay on tour. When your tours go from arenas to bars and grills,
absolutely,
there's something that's following his life that's affecting his cash flow, his income.
Absolutely,
and not everybody is going to mess with Kels as a result of that, but those, hey, let's settle this out of court situations. Those are opportunities that led up to that as well, as many of them. But you put yourself in a position where you had to do this, to defend yourself. So it wouldn't, think about all the stories that we didn't hear about. Mm-hmm. Think about all the things that we don't know. Right. You know, I'm not saying that Kels is the only one at fault. There are parents that are at fault, but there are children who are still sponges. They learning. Yeah. And they got some messed up parents out here that have used their kids for opportunities with R. Kelly. We ain't nothing new. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, he's a grown ass man. But is his mental capacity a grown man?
So
that's a good point.
So here's my question to 4 daughters. I know he has 1 daughter. So here's my question and Marnie, I know you have a daughter as well, but I don't really want you to answer because you're a female. So, but here's my question to you guys. What happens today? I want to know what happens today I want to know what happens today. Wait, hold on. How I do this? Shit. Marcus do this. Picture the phone. Yeah. Okay, and then okay, hold on 1 second. All right, so what I want to know from you all, shut up. What I want to know from y'all is how do you deal with a known pedophile today? In your immediate presence is what I'm saying. In your vicinity of knowledge of knowing. I want to know. I'm just curious. I mean, I'm not that I know anything. I'm just curious to know what is you guys, because I know mine. Yeah. If I really literally find out, but I don't have a daughter, but I know how I'm going to behave and how I'm going to react
around that person.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to know.
I'm not going to put myself in a position where my family would end up without me. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, it has to be personal. It has to be something that obviously I can do what I can to alert others that this is what's around us. This is what's near our children. We saw it. My wife and I, just to give you an example, Where we live, there was a white van that just no license plate on it. Just kept popping up pretty much across the street from our house. We did what we had. We called the authorities. In fact, I know the police where I am. And man, y'all need to run that. In fact, follow me. This is where it is.
Right.
And they ended up saying that this person has been here before doing this. So that may or may not have been a trafficking van. But the high school kids walk past my house every day.
Right.
I'm at home during the day.
Right.
You know, I work at night. So to see that van there.
Because you do the radio for B103. Okay, go ahead.
Guy, right?
Hey.
But I do what I do as a parent and as a concerned, not a concerned citizen, man. Like we said, we got so many missing Black girls that we don't even know about.
Cat.
I agree with Chris. I'm not going to put myself in a bad situation. I'm not going to waste my time throwing unnecessary quotes like hurt people.
Right.
You know, but I'm going to meditate and do a silent prayer for that person, because if something like that happens to mine, then it's going down.
Yeah.
Period. And
Absolutely.
I pray that these people get help. That's what they need. This is a sickness. This is a disease. Yeah. There's nothing in the world of righteousness that would allow a man to even be attracted to a child.
That's right.
Absolutely.
So beating him down, shooting him in the face, whatever you want to do is not going to change the sickness in our society. So I would meditate and pray for the person. And more importantly, pray that they never think about doing something like that to somebody close to me. If I'm walking down the street and I see something crazy, I'm going in.
Yeah, right. That's.
I'm going in as because it takes a village. That's the problem with Chicago. We see a lot. Yeah. We know the shooters. They live in y'all houses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
you know,
pretty much
you know your son. You know your son.
Point of what I'm getting at, and then I'm gonna switch. But that's a major point of what I'm getting at, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I believe that it's on the Black men of our community. Yep. It's on the men of our community. To a lot of times we say different things like, "Well, I ain't gonna do nothing that's gonna put me in harm's way of taking me away from my family." And I'm definitely in the exact same mindset. You know, I hear it a lot. I'm in the same mindset, but also my mindset is that, you know, even these other kids or these other different people in my community are family members. Even if I don't necessarily know them, I have some form as a man of this community to protect not just my family, but my community as well. Because protecting my community is part of protecting my family.
Yeah.
So I, in a sense, I have to, like, I can't just idly, it ain't my problem and different things like that. Like, I kind of have to. So like, even when I joke a lot, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna call the police or I'm a woo, this and that, I'm probably gonna do that. Real talk, because I gotta protect my community, and even if sometimes protecting my community puts me in harm's way, then I have to, as you said, I have to pray for myself. Right. But I understand that not doing anything is more out of the will of God than anything else. So if I'm standing in the will of the Most High, I know I gotta move on different things. When something happen, a movement gotta happen.
So why you ain't slap Kels? I gotta move. You saw him enough time to slap him, man. I know you, Ferg. You don't mess around, man.
All right, let me say this. Let me say this.
You don't mess around.
Let me say this.
I know Ferg. No, you could have flipped him.
Let me say this.
Only reason too, man. He's strong.
The only
might not
reason,
look like it.
The only reason
people call him to open up pickle jars. You know how hard that is?
Pickle jars.
Old pickle jar.
You know what? That's gonna do it. Hey, I gotta join in and get my girl Lily on the line. Lily, how you doing today? I got my girl Lily with the Lily Love segment. Lily, how you feeling?
I'm good. I feel like I came in on such a serious spot. I don't even know what to say. What is going on?
I messed up and put Chris Michaels and Wildcat on the same show. This is totally a booking faux pas on my part.
Hey, man.
Because the game banging is real around here. They working me out. I'm about to flip and turn to their side.
No, Lily, he just getting a taste of his own medicine.
I am getting a taste of my own medicine, and
he ain't used to it. He used to running it, and he ain't quite running that Ferg show no more right now. Woo! Give it up for Wildcat and Chris Michaels. Woo!
103.
All right,
That's right.
let's all give it up for Marnie's finale show.
Hey, WCAT. No matter what you hear, there's a
Let's
cat
just
in your
let's
ear.
just call this
Welcome to the
Marnie's.
Wildcat Show, y'all,
Let's
with
just-
K. Ferg and Chris Michaels.
Hold on now. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Hey,
Morning show.
hold up. Wait a minute.
Y'all didn't ever see the skit he
Wait a
did
minute,
when he
hold
closed the door on me.
Hold on. So anyway, what we're about to do is,
come back.
yeah. Don't worry. It's
It's been happening.
yeah,
Get a
yeah.
hold of this thing.
Life is
Get a
about
hold of this.
to Life is about to imitate art.
Hey,
So,
I'm sorry.
Lily,
Yes.
whoa, are you at least on my side?
I walked into pedophilia and I didn't know what was going on.
Pedophilia. Who is pedophilia?
That's what
No.
people who
R.
like
Kelly.
children.
Yeah, you said it.
Oh, I know
who
what
like
it is.
children.
No, I said who was pedophilia.
Oh, you thought you was
And what are we gonna do about it? I wasn't ready. Like you know how I am. I come in with the lighthearted topic. Let's talk about dating. Y'all talking about serious stuff.
Yeah. We talk about no. We talk about all kinds of different things. Like right before you call in, and then we get to talking about the love and this, that, and the other. Which I know I'm not gonna get the straight answers. I want you to throw it out, but Chris Michael's wife is his answers will have a little bit of yep on them. You know what I mean? There you go. His wife looking right through the window at him like, say something. Say something out of pocket, punk. You know what I mean? It's going down around here. But go ahead, Lily. What you got for us? What you got, Lily?
You didn't want to talk about marriage in a way.
Oh, we are definitely not getting the right answers today.
come on with it.
Definitely not. Right now, you got a sinus headache. He say something wrong, he gonna have a real migraine headache. All right, go ahead.
I saw this post where it says that this lady's been in a relationship for 7 years and she wants to get married and he's not asking her to get married. That's pretty much the science on it. And I'm in the responses to it, we're kind of like, I'm not giving a man more than a year to figure it out and all this other stuff. Like, how do you guys know that someone is the one? How long does it take you to come to that? And if you're in a relationship for a long time, does that mean that you don't want to get married, or what does that really mean?
Wildcat, you want to go first on that? You the one about to be married.
Oh, okay. Well,
You want to get married?
no, I don't know what he's talking about. I stopped cheating, so if that means I'm gonna,
She said.
that
She
means
said-
you're a little bit closer
she
to
said-
committed.
I mean, all I know is I'm single.
For real.
All I know is that I'm single and my buddy is single. And when I call him to go do single things, he don't want to do them no more. So therefore, I
well,
figure
you
he's
know,
about to go get married.
the problem.
So go ahead,
is-
groom. Go ahead, answer the question.
Well, the problem is that the caterpillar is looking at the butterfly, wondering what you did.
Oh.
I just grew up. I'm trying, but
All right.
the point
Okay.
to answer the question, I think a man knows, and when you decide to be somebody's husband, that's a serious responsibility. So it's not that the man doesn't want to necessarily marry you yet. He's trying to figure out how to marry you, how to be your husband, how to argue, how to disagree, exactly how it's going to be. And y'all relationship gives them a view into what it's going to be like when you marry this person.
Good answer.
And if it's not right, then he ain't going to marry you. If it's meant for y'all to be married, y'all put all that extra stuff to the side and grow as a couple. If not, then you won't. And he'll date you for 10 years as long as you allow him to do that.
Yes.
Now, you can jump in a relationship if you want. I know a lot of people that do it all the time because y'all been together for a year or two. Hey, obviously you haven't worked out the problems or issues that would lead to y'all breaking up down the line. So take your time. If a dude don't want to marry you, you know it. You know exactly what it is. You know whether he really can see you as his wife. But a lot of men and women don't know how to be husband and wives. They really don't know.
Okay,
That's
Marnie,
true.
what's your view?
I agree with that. First of all, it goes back to role models. Unfortunately, in Black community, we didn't have a lot of, parents that were together. So first of all, that's the first issue. We don't have that to really look up to. Some of us don't really know how to be that kind of spouse, because girlfriend and boyfriend, husband and wife, is a different relationship.
Absolutely.
There's a different level of commitment.
Absolutely.
There's a different level of thinking. You have to learn to compromise. It's really not 50-50. It has to be 100-100 on each part.
There you go.
50, if you're still doing 50-50, that means you're still slacking somewhere.
Okay.
So you need to bring it to the table at 100, but at the same time, somebody's going to always have to pick up the slack somewhere. And a man, a man knows. It would be wonderful to ask my husband this question, but a man
is in the building.
He is in the building.
Yeah, that's why I know your answers ain't gonna be right either. But go ahead.
We just got through talking about me being a straight shooter, and now I'm just this watered down Kool-Aid. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, I know what happens.
Y'all got Kool-Aid in here?
Yeah, I know what happens when people mix.
You can squeeze in your water.
I know what happens when. So Chris, Chris, I'd like for you to go ahead and give us your
All right,
remember, she's looking.
She's looking. She's been looking.
What's your answer, Chris?
She's been looking.
I already know. Look, see how she look. She got right up on the window again.
I'm very open about what my marriage consists of. I mean, again, for her and for me, it was a lot of firsts, and I tell her this all the time. There was a lot of things that I wanted to experience. Didn't have the right person to do that with.
Okay.
There's a lot of things that I wanted to live out. Didn't have the right person to do that with. So a lot of our experiences are things that we wanted to have in our lives, but didn't have the right person to do it with. Stacy became my best friend.
Okay.
And once we got past,
so you didn't even say my wife. You said Stacy.
Stacy became
okay.
My best friend.
All right. When they start talking like that,
it's real.
Yeah, they kiss in the mouth all the time.
Yeah, all the time. Gotta go get something. We gotta take a break.
Oh no, I'm serious. Y'all think I'm joking? Y'all think I'm joking? Y'all think I'm joking? The value of relationships is how much they kiss in the mouth. That's what I've paid attention to this over the years.
When you have sex, are you kissing in the mouth?
Are you kissing in the mouth when you're having sex? But I ain't even talking about just period. Do you kiss in the mouth all the time?
Forgive us.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. Some people can go, it's really dope when you having sex. Yeah, I've been, nevertheless. But what I'm saying is,
now my buddy told me he's had sex with more women than he's kissed.
Absolutely.
And he's still single, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's real. A lot. It hit me at first, and then I said, you know what? You can't kiss everybody.
I've been in a relationship with somebody, and we've been in sex way more than we've kissed.
Yeah.
So but to me, that extends and pushes a different value of relationships. But nevertheless, on your marriage thing, where Lily view is. I forgot what the heck your view was, lady. Shit.
Men know.
Just saying.
Men know, and the year is not.
The question. I'm sorry. Your question.
When you're in that long,
how do you know? Right.
Because he doesn't want to get married, and for the married gentleman, what made you know that your wife was the one? I believe Chris said it. It's because she became his best friend.
His best friend.
And again, that was.
How long you all been married?
Since 2015.
Since 2015. Okay, 4 years. Okay. We'll have you back in 4 years. We'll have you back in 4 years.
It ain't gonna change.
8 years.
No more kids.
8 years in is right about when you like. No. So he just not gonna pick this up no more. So no, just play.
We've been together since 2010. It's a long story, but it's a short story. But the way I met her, we both came from previous marriages, so it wasn't new to us.
Right.
We both refer to those as our practice marriages.
Okay.
This is when we got a lot of the wrong out. But again, my relationship with my wife is contingent upon our experiences, and that's how I got a chance to ask her. Now, it took for me to lose her. I pretty much gave her away. I gave her back because I was dealing with some personal stuff. But it took for me to go through that situation to realize that it's only one her. For me, and I didn't realize until that moment. See, you want to turn around,
hey, but that's real, man.
Windshield wipe on.
That's
real. I'm trying to cue her to hit the violin. I'm trying to cue her to hit the violin. Can you please play the violin, please? Can you play the violin?
It is what it.
Can we get the violin?
Jesus, I wouldn't change it for it.
Hey, but
Yeah.
that's what marriage is, though.
Oh,
Having
my
that one person
God.
that's
Well,
so
you've been
dope.
married, K. Ferg. So even though you
You
are
didn't have
divorced
that.
now, what
You didn't have that.
what what made you know at that point when
Bad
you did
experience
marry your wife?
You know what? Hurt people hurt people.
There
I
we go.
married-
Say it again.
I married.
Say it again.
That's what it
Wildcat.
is.
I married my favorite enemy. Okay.
Well, she didn't start off your favorite enemy.
Yeah. Keep your enemies closer.
You like that one? You like that?
Hey,
She didn't start
Because,
off as your enemy.
I
though.
married my favorite enemy. All right. So I mean, that's
How
what
long
it
did
is.
it take you before you knew you wanted to marry her? Though? When y'all were
We were together 3 years and then
in
we
your
got married.
happier time.
We got married. We were together 3 years. We got married. We stayed married for 12 years.
Okay.
No,
Wow.
I'm sorry. I take that back. We were married for 9 years.
Okay.
Married for 9 years.
That's a long time.
Marriage was like not technically on paper, but in your mind. How long before?
That 8th year mark. No, I'm just playing. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Woo,
No,
that house was
honestly,
waiting on you.
honestly, it probably got its most difficult around 6.5, 7. It started. I mean, it was taking a serious
Yeah.
dump.
Was
by
it
then.
infidelity involved?
Yeah, it definitely was.
On her part, yours?
On mine.
Okay.
On
Is that what
mine.
led to the divorce?
And right. Is that
No,
what
actually,
started
that
the-
wasn't even a part of. That wasn't even a
Because it
problem.
ain't
for us.
always infidelity.
Yeah, listen, I'm gonna just be honest that it was there because I'm a all of it and everything that I went through, like from your divorce. If you let anything destroy you, you're done.
Yeah.
But I take everything as lessons. Even, straight punch to the face. Okay, start looking for the straight right. You know what I mean? Watch out for the straight right. The straight right come. So instead of taking the straight punch to the face and laying on the ground and screaming and crying like you caught one in the face, you just learn how to maneuver different and better and all that. And then I made, me personally, I made a ton of mistakes. But what I would never do is, even though she did as well, what I would never do, what anybody would never get out of me, is what were my issues with her.
Right.
You'll never get that out of me because that's the mother of my child. So I'm not gonna do anything regardless of what she do. Now she didn't drug my name through the mud. Enjoy yourself.
Right.
But I can't afford to do it back because of the love of my children. I refuse to have my child ever saying that his
You
father
said
said
something.
X, Y, and Z about his mama.
That's right.
Because my mama, you say something bad about my mama, I don't give a damn who it is. We getting physical, player. We getting physical. And I love and everybody know how I am about my daddy. I'm a daddy's boy. But man, my daddy go against my mama. We got a problem, player.
Yeah.
We got a problem. I'll tell my daddy that. Like, hey, but it'll never happen. You understand? By the way they operate. And even if they have any disagreements, everything done decent in order and with respect is none of my business. But I'm talking about, disrespect of my mother is going to make me, I guarantee is going to make me react in a certain manner. You know what I mean? So I would never under no circumstances want my children to ever be able to know that I said some foul things about their mother before. Now, I did say a few bad things about my oldest son mother before, but I wasn't. No, listen, honestly, I wasn't as mature as I am now.
Right.
So I matured past ever speaking against her. I did that early on. I didn't know no better. Other people saying everything, so I'm saying stuff. But, from the moment I learned better, like, oh no, that would never happen. That would never ever happen again. What's happening?
So, as far as you raising your sons and they're going to get out in the world and they're going to have relationships, are you never going to be honest with them about the issues that you have with their mother even as a teaching tool?
Yeah, as they get older, like me and my moms talk about different things now. But when they're older, when they're a lot older, to be honest with you, after my sons recognize some of the things that I already know are there, then we can talk about them.
Man.
Because that's gonna happen. When he come to me and be like, man, moms be tripping. Okay, pull up a chair.
Get some popcorn.
Pull up a chair.
Oh,
daddy, been holding this conversation for a long time. son.
That's the time.
Let me tell you about that one time your mom, what she did, and then daddy, she did. So as a father, you don't, a lot of mothers, I think that's a terrible thing for even mothers to do. Never, ever, 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 under no circumstances, speak bad about the father. That's their daddy. That's their daddy. Kids, fathers give kids. I'm being honest with you. Never do it. Never, ever, ever do it. Be adult enough to never, ever do it. That's an adult problem. And until it is a child problem, leave it as an adult problem.
About my son's father, and he's an adult now. and he went up there, trying to reconnect with him because he was never around when he was a kid. And he was like, man, he told me that you never let him see me, but I was right there in the city with him. He came to see me one time. I said, now you understand. So now we can talk about it. Like,
Now we can talk about it.
Him coming to me and saying something for me to say.
Exactly. That's about when I would have that talk. When they come talk, if they don't come talk to me, we probably never ever talk about it.
Yeah.
But if they come talk to me about it, then we'll talk about it. It's not something I'm gonna bring up. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm not subscribing to all that. That's a lot of feminine energy. I'm not doing it. So, you know what I mean? I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I do my absolute best to constantly never to subscribe to too much feminine energy. You know what I mean? Because
just to be clear, everybody says if y'all not married within the first 5 years, you probably ain't gonna do it, or like, is that
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that that's the case. It has to be based on experiences. In my experience, it was based on experience and what I valued about her. So it may take 10 years. I mean, if the person is willing to stick around for 10 years, that's on them. I don't know what they're gonna do different.
Right.
But after 10 years, but if
you
it took
already
10
got
years
the
to get
cow,
solidified,
you got the milk. Why buy the cow?
But my thing is this: if you go through 3 relationships and wait 3 years and they didn't get married and you leave, then I mean you just spent 9 years of your life with 3 people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what difference do it make?
You saying why not spend 9 years of your life with one person and still not get married? Like,
the truth of the matter is, everybody keep putting on this whole marriage, get married thing, and it's like, really, for what?
it ain't for everybody.
If you all are happy, if you all are good, then just be happy and just be good. I mean, a lot of times it's all the other people all around that's pressuring you.
Let me say this though. Based on some observation of some people we used to be cool with, we've seen this guy and this girl watch and respond to us. Y'all been together since the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And then she went and put the pressure on him
after y'all got married
because we met through them.
That happens all the time.
It's like,
but that goes back to my old saying. This always gets me in trouble.
Up to this point.
But look, this always gets me in trouble. That is because, Marnie, I know you've heard this story before, and here you go again. That is because women are narcissistic. Yeah. Yeah, I said it again. Even when I watched it on video, I didn't like that I said it, and I said it again. Women are narcissistic. If this one got a good story about her man, she want a good story about her man. If this one got a bad story about her man, she got a bad story about her man. If this one get married, she want to get married. Yeah. It is whatever. If she got new shoes, she want new shoes.
Part of the problem with that is
y'all just went on vacation. We going on.
Some women
come
are
on,
constantly trying to be in competition with each other. That's first of all, that's what that's about. Women.
That is the majority of them.
Always feel like, oh, I want to have what she had, but what I got, you might not even be built for. You might not even be able to deal with what I've dealt with and put up with what I've put up with. Don't try to walk in my shoes. Just wait till your new pair come along and make your own walk. Women are so competitive. I compliment a woman in the middle.
But think about that. In their situation, I see that all the time. Like, somebody go to get married, and then here come another couple they spring right up and different. Like, all of that happens. Right. They're going to spring right up with it. It's like, I call it the Me Too effect. To be honest with you, you know what I mean? Anything you doing, a whole nother group of people got to get on some Me Too movement. If you doing that, me too. You doing that, me too. But the people, in my opinion, who are the most successful at doing what it is that they do are the ones that pioneer, the ones that jump out, that carve their own lane. It's like, it may have its little integral heartaches or whatever, but they able to work that out better. Like, for example, you and your wife, the way you all came together, you say, hey, these are a lot of different firsts, and she's been married before, you've been married before, y'all understand different mistakes, this, that, and the other. Now she know you eat before the kids. You know what I mean? Little things like that. God. So now, y'all got those little things out the way. And now that y'all got all those things.
But these are the things that those are the things that build.
I thought we was done.
You hear me, Lily?
I thought we was done with that first.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
You do eat first, right?
No, they eat
please
all
don't
together.
answer. Don't answer.
Everybody
Please.
eats together.
Don't even,
Because that's a
please, y'all
weird
don't
subject.
open this can of worms for this
No,
man.
'cause
Look at the smile.
Listen. It's a weird subject because
Okay, all right. I'm sorry, Lily.
Jesus.
He brought it
you
up.
got to get the big piece of chicken.
Right, long as he gets the biggest piece of meat, it don't matter. Shouldn't matter when he get his plate. Don't
It's
start.
kind of weird in my household because I don't eat with anybody. Like I eat when I.
But your plate get put up first.
We kind of go out a lot, bro. We're that family.
So you take your wife out to dinner a lot?
My family out.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Do your wife come?
What?
All right. I think now would be a good time to take a commercial. This next segment
you need a
is
lightning. You need a lightning bolt sound.
We stay in it. Yes, this is the K Ferg show.
This next
It is
segment is brought
always
to you by
intellectually ignorant on my
unnecessary
show. I
comments
need
by
it.
K
I
Ferg.
need it.
My wife cooks.
Methodist
Okay.
Hospital.
We serve each other.
So your wife do the cooking? The majority of the cooking?
Yeah, when we do cook in the house, absolutely.
What? I
Okay.
thought we was done with this.
Well, no, I was
Just
just,
because
I was just
no,
trying.
you don't.
We got
you
Chris
have to go
Michaels
back
on the
and
show. I'm
watch
just
out.
trying to get to
You have
know
to go
him.
back and watch the history of this conversation.
Okay, well, we're going to see where it goes.
But this,
I'm just,
don't
it's
encourage
that's
him,
cool.
though.
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Your
So
wife
can you
doing
leave it
most
at
of the
that?
cooking. Huh?
Is that good enough?
What else you got?
See, I would.
So
I just.
Would I go to the store and buy the tampons and all of that? Absolutely. I've done it
Yes.
on several occasions.
So will my husband.
wait a minute. Say that one more time.
The tampons, did I say it right?
Yeah,
Tampax,
tampons.
tampons.
Tampax is the
I go get
name,
'em.
but tampons.
How,
is what
how do
they
you go
are.
get them all the time? You can't remember which one it was.
Nah.
See, I'm really worried about this. I think you and your wife are conspiring to make you look like you're the guy you're not. That's what I think is happening here. I think she out there like, just say it, baby. I know you'll do it. Just say it.
Hold
This
up
is-
cue cards.
Yeah,
Tampons.
tampons. This
I
is
know it.
Fake it till you make it.
crazy.
Fake it till you make
But
it.
So, Wildcat, you would go to the store and get your girls some tampons?
And as a man, all you gotta do is go to the store and keep getting the wrong kinds. It's not like you trying to get the wrong
point.
kinds. You don't know nothing about that.
That's a good point.
Eventually she gets tired and you stop going.
That's a good
But at
point.
least you made the effort.
That's a good point.
I don't care about the wings and the heavy flows.
Well, we
I don't
do.
know nothing about
We
it.
need the wings. Matter of
So-
fact, just get the Diva Cup and you don't have to worry about the wings. or
Hey,
the
you know what?
I haven't bought a panty
We
liner.
definitely not going this conversation further down the line. We are definitely
I don't know what a
Stop
panty
it.
liner.
Hey,
looks like.
this is the end of this conversation. I don't want no.
Oh, now we got
I
to
cannot believe I even allow words like panty liner and Tampax on my show.
Hey,
This is
Tampax?
no. This is no.
when you get to the panty liner,
And you
boy,
need to make
No.
it's almost a go.
you got to make sure you use the unscented ones too, because the scented is bad
You
for the
yeast
stuff that.
infection.
So a lot of times people
Then you
don't
gotta
get
buy
married or
monostat.
people are in long-term relationships because I think that most times long-term relationships are healthy.
You want to sip? How you want to sip?
Yeah, they're
Sip.
healthy. No, honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what I think, Lily, for real? I think if two people don't get married within the first 3 to 4 years, it's probably not gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's probably not gonna happen.
And even if
You-
it
you're
do
not-
happen,
It's like getting on a ride and you build up a lot of anticipation for it, and you don't want to ride it again.
it wasn't what
you
thought it
already,
was.
but you already at Great America, so
And
you
then
just.
stood in the line for 30 minutes.
So you just stay and just wander around and ride the teacup and the other couples things just because
And
you're
end
here
up dying.
and end up
Six
dying
Flags.
in the middle of this thing and they
You didn't down
You
the
end up
roller
dying
coaster,
on
but
the
you died on
Batman.
teacup.
dying on the Batman.
Oh,
So
Lord.
it's just it kind of it's just what it is.
I
That
know a couple
I
that
think
was
I think
together
couples
for-
should be strong enough. I think what happens is what really happens is that couples are not strong enough to break up. They're not strong
Yeah,
enough to break
there
up.
you go.
To be honest with you, that's what really goes on. People not being strong enough to break up. When
Yeah.
it don't work, be adult enough to sit
right.
down. And that's the one beauty thing I will say between me and my wife. We're able to sit down and say, it's not working.
It's not working.
This ain't what I say, what you want.
Yeah.
You know,
People get comfortable, complacent.
even though we all got our whatever's,
in these or
But
afraid to start
let's
over,
move
don't
on
wanna,
and try to keep us and try to
wanna start
salvage
over,
because there's
okay,
kids involved.
Now,
somebody
and I'm
new.
glad
Let's
you
move
said that.
on.
When there's kids involved,
Right, because
That
there's
makes
kids
it-
involved.
that
So,
makes it harder.
but that makes it harder to leave. But
Right.
sometimes
It's better to
sometimes it's better to
leave. Because you
leave.
end up being more miserable
See,
staying
I look at it from this
Yeah.
point of view.
than leaving.
I always want to make sure that I project a particular image of relationship to my kids.
right?
Absolutely.
So I'm always conscious of that. So my youngest son, I bring him around everybody I'm dating. You know what I mean? Just to let him know,
All
son, you might as well be a player because they loyal. You know what I'm talking about? So
And I'm just the opposite.
I show
So are
him.
you teaching him to be a thought? What are you?
No, I'm not
what are you-
teaching
what
him
is
to be
the
a
real
thought.
purpose?
I'm teaching him
you talking about Dylan?
Yes,
I'm gonna
I'm
need you to not
teaching
do
Dylan.
Dylan like
I am
that.
How old is
teaching Dylan.
Yo,
Dylan
Bill.
is 9. He's ready.
Right. Lord Jesus, I
He's
need you
ready.
to show up and show
Dylan-
out in K Ferg house today.
Dylan is 9.
God,
Dylan is
I'm coming to
9.
you on behalf of
Dylan-
Dylan.
Dylan is 9. Dylan is 9
We need
years
you to
old.
show up at K Ferg house
looks-
today. Okay?
He looks just as
Please,
adorable
Lord.
as me, but he's a little more.
Lord,
He's a little
are you
high yellow
listening?
like Marnie. He has some very gorgeous eyes, like his
Jesus,
grandmother
are you
on his
listening?
mama's side. He's a very, very, very,
Lord, are you
very nice
listening?
looking young man.
I'll-
Mixed
Is he?
child?
Is he racially
Is
mixed?
he a mulatto? Is
No,
he,
no, no.
He
He's
has
just
some
high yellow.
gorgeous
No,
gray
no. Do you-
eyes.
Yeah, his father's
Did you-
dark skinned and
Did you
his
read
mother
my
is
shirt?
not.
Did you read my shirt?
Okay.
All right.
I read it now.
Okay, all right. You won't catch me on the other side of the fence. Now, let me tell you,
She's a
since
white
you
woman from Uganda.
no, you will never.
Ah!
Let's be 100% clear.
African.
Let's be 100% clear. You'll never see me dating a white woman. All right, you might see it come out my room, but we ain't dating.
Yeah,
But what I'm
yeah.
saying-
You might see me
So
on the
what
other
I'm
side of the
saying-
fence, but I ain't building a house.
but we ain't dating. That's all I'm saying. So what I'm saying is,
True. Lord.
so yeah, well, I'm fixing. She come here, but anyway.
Show up and show out at K Ferg house.
So what I'm saying is-
is, Dylan.
No, listen. Listen. I got to get this out to y'all. Make sure y'all clearly understand it. The God Queen is the black woman.
Absolutely.
All
Every
day.
Amen.
other race or color of individual on
Amen.
this earth comes from the black woman. From the albino, whiter than the whitest man, to the black, darker than my shirt,
Yep.
all comes from the God Queen. The problem is with a lot of us, and this is where I went back to black men thing, and I know Lily, like, what happened to my topic? But anyway, but what happened with the with in our community, and honestly, because I know I gotta leave in a little bit, and I want to leave everybody with this, is that it is on the men of our community. It's on the men of our community. Check your woman. Stop letting her be out here reckless, wearing all this bogus stuff, talking foul to people, this, that, and the other. Get that in order. Talk to your moms, talk to your sisters, talk to, you know what I mean? Because the women, let me tell you, the women control the movement of everything. We just set the lines as men of how far they can move.
Yep.
And we've been removed, so they ain't got no lines, and now they out of order. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is.
right.
Who's
So,
gonna check the men though? The ones that are
baby,
out of
the
order?
man don't need no checking. We straight from the Most High. All
There
right,
you
now don't
go.
bring it up again.
Well, the women ain't the
No,
ones out here doing
you know
all the
what?
shootings. Let me just say
Oth-
that. So who
other
gonna
men-
check
The
the
only
men?
reason the men out here doing all these shooting is because the men ain't at home and the women are raising a lot of men who
So
don't
then
respect
the men
the
need to
line.
stop having all these kids out
Stop
here
coddling these
and
boys.
and
Men-
let these stay with the woman that you made these kids with and stop having all these extra families all around the world. That way you got 7 kids here, 4 kids here, 3 kids here. You can't keep up with all of them. So you're
Okay.
only parenting the 3 you live
All right,
with.
you want to get out like that before
I'm
we
just
go?
saying.
You want to get out like that before we
Hey,
go?
bro, what you
Lily,
Because
wanna
all
do?
the women got to do is not have no kids till they get married.
All the men got to do is stop letting their pull-out game be weak. On
I
that note,
think,
that's the K
all
Ferg
the women-
I
show.
think this is a good time for.
All the-
Is this a good time for a condom commercial?
All
Yes,
the,
it is.
all the women
Trojan
got to
is
do.
your friend.
All the women got to do.
Buy him and keep him on.
Thank y'all for
till
listening to the
end.
K Ferg Show on IntellectualRadio.com, where you will never see Marnie P again. I'd like to
See
thank
y'all
my
next
guest,
Sunday.
Brian the Wildcat Smith, in the building.
Hey,
And my very good friend, Brian the Wildcat Smith, and another very good friend of mine, Mr. Chris Michaels. And as always, y'all, all jokes aside, Love my little sister. Put your hands together for my co-host, sitting in for Marcus Shark, Miss Marnie P.
Hey, sign it off right now.
And always calling in with the topics of the day that always get the energy flowing and going. The beautiful, the sexy. I'm talking about juicy to the juicy. One and only Lee. Thicker than a Snicker.
And 2 Snickers.
I'm talking about thicker than a Susie Q. You know what I'm talking about? Put 2 Susie Q's together, get your mouth round that. No, I'm just playing. All right. Anyway, man, thank all of y'all for listening in and checking out the show, man. Next week we back in the building and we got another special guest. And I would tell y'all who it is, but I'm not. Just tune in and check out the show. Peace, y'all, on the K Ferg Show. Intellectual Radio, always intellectually ignorant. Thank y'all.
Hey.
So let me ask some questions.
Okay.
Let's